My grandpa was was an orphan, or not an orphan, but I mean, some of them are.
An immigrant?
Yeah.
Family brings joy, it's childhood destroyed. Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy, Tammy's boy. Hey, it's Tammy's boy.
Tammy's Boy Podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. John Carden is not a licensed therapist. He is just a friend.
Hey, welcome on in, everybody. It's Tammy's Boy. I'm John Carden, your host. You know me by now. My mom sold my football trophies for cocaine money, so that's why I do this podcast. We have a lot of fun here, okay? We do something where we talk about parents, and it usually leads to something fun, mostly traumatic, but, you know, we get there. And as always, we have my talented producer, Mr. Cole Garrett.
How are we doing, everybody? This is going to be a great episode. Watch us on YouTube and Spotify. I just want to get into it. John, tell them who we have on the couch today.
We have my good friend, a guy that's been on NBC. He's been in a Purina commercial with a meth-infested cat.
Future.
Named Future. And he is my friend. His name is Zako Ryan.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
Thanks for inviting me on your couch.
Thank you, dude. You know, if this doesn't work, you know, this could be a casting couch one day.
This is definitely a casting couch. You probably have. Is this the 12th time you probably had to make that joke since you've done this podcast? Everyone that's watching is like, here to watch real quick.
It's normally the female guests, actually.
Normally. That should tell you how attractive you are, buddy.
Yeah, you start dimming the lights. You're like, actually, plot twist.
Hey, play the Al Green.
That's probably not Al Green.
I always start this off really simply, and it's the easiest way to start off this podcast. It's who raised you?
Dude, my mom's name's Tammy.
For real?
Yeah.
So we're both Tammy's boys.
And our moms were both born on Friday the 13th.
That's crazy.
And my hair's thinning.
No, hold on. No. Fuck you.
It is, bro.
Pull the fucking Pokemon head up.
It's coming.
Where?
It's coming out back. It's starting out back, bro. That's what's nice about it is I can hide it if I lean against walls and stuff. So like when I'm in,
that's the Everglade National Forest.
when I'm in public, I stand. That's why my head's so flat because
Dude, those are sequoia follicles. Those are fucking redwoods.
Stand right against walls like that, and I push it back so no one knows. And then I put the hat back on. Oh, it's a big game I've been playing with the world.
Don't ever fucking try to fucking ball.
Outballed you?
Sympathy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to outballed you. Trust me. Like, I know, like, I know where, you know, how to pick and choose my battles. But
You merely adopted the bald. I was born in it.
Yeah.
I was raised in it. I hadn't seen a comb since I was already a man.
when did you start going bald?
17. Yeah.
Dude, my buddy Joe did too. He was like star basketball player, star football player, and God was like, I gotta get something back. I gotta get something back, dude. You're too talented. Took his hair, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that goes down to the stages of growth, like the cycles. Like you can enter cycle 5 at a very young age with some people in like high stress environments. So, and also like I think testosterone also plays into it.
Yeah.
Genealogy. I know my mom's dad was bald when he was 17, even though I never met the dude. I met him once or twice.
Yeah. When did you start growing a beard?
When I moved to Phoenix, when I was in Seattle.
Oh, so later in life.
I was in Seattle. It was like 2013, 2012.
You couldn't grow facial hair in high school?
No, I could. I did grow some.
Like faster than other people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean.
It still wasn't like a beard.
You notice that though? Like I feel like a lot of people that go bald early are able to grow a good beard.
I was
a solid
just about
beard.
It wasn't like a beard.
It's like your hair just sucks into the top
Yeah.
and comes out the bottom.
Yeah, it does the body too. It does.
You're like, oh my God, a full bush. Like,
yeah. I look like a 70s porn star.
Yeah, but speaking of bush, I was raised by my mother Tammy.
That's my joke.
she was born on Friday the 13th. Well, it's kind of weird because man, my upbringing is kind of real weird. So I was technically I was born in Toledo, Ohio, but we moved to South Carolina when I was like 4. Because I know, right? And I was living in South Carolina until I was 13. And when I was down there, I was with my mom, basically. Like, my parents got divorced when I was, like, 6.
Okay.
So my dad moved back to Ohio, and he was, like, out of my life until I was, like, 8 or 9.
That's a common kid divorce age. It's happened like a couple times on the podcast so far, where somebody gets divorced when they're like 5 or 6, somewhere around that, from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a common.
It's like soon as like parent teacher conferences start.
Yeah.
Like, we don't agree on anything. Like, you know?
Wait, you want him to read?
Yeah. No. We're out of here. He's playing football.
Yeah. He doesn't need to read.
It's like they gave it like 5 or 6 years, you know, and then they're like, well, this is not going to change, so I guess I'll change it.
I think everybody tries to make it 18. You know, when they're in a bad situation, they're just sticking around for the kid.
Yeah.
You know, you see that a lot. And the people are just trying to make it to 18, and they make it as long as they can.
I think every parent should get divorced when the kid's 6.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was good for you.
It teach you. Well, not like, it took a while, but it was a long game. Like, it was real bad, like through my 20s mentally, right? But then when I got a hold of it all, you know what I mean, and figured it out, what was going on.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, now it's like a superpower kind of.
What was going on?
Well, I didn't. Well, let's just get this straight. I know I stuttered there at a very strange place. I didn't get touched or nothing. I know I stuttered there and shit. And like that could be taken like whatever, you know what I mean? But like no one touched me. I just want to get that out there. This is like if you're expecting one of those stories, like go to the next episode, dude.
I don't know, man. You got real defensive real quick.
Well, I was trying to like also kind of stay like on track. Like my mom raised me essentially until I was like 13. Then I moved in with my dad. But my dad was just like typical, like, I don't know. I was born in 87. So like typical, like our generation of dads, like, you know, I can't show emotion, very manipulative, very physical, like beating my ass type dad, right? Like, so it wasn't like outlandishly different from what I think a lot of dudes.
Was he a Southern dude? Or was,
No.
He was from Ohio.
Yeah, so his parents, I'm Macedonian. I'm 50% Macedonian. He's full
You gotta
Macedonian.
understand, a lot of people that watch this podcast is not going to know what Macedonian means.
I didn't know what it was till I was like 25. And I am it. I am it. I didn't know what it was. So like
It's like me saying I didn't know what white trash was until I was 25.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, but like when I was younger, I would tell people I was like, "Oh, I'm Macedonian," and they'd be like, "Cause they're just normal people."
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I would go, "Oh, I never mind. I'm Greek."
Never mind, I'm Greek.
I would go, "Never mind. I'm Greek." So I was just telling people I'm Greek, and then when I was like 20s, I was like, "Hey, I'm Macedonian," but I used to tell people I'm Greek my whole life, and they were like, "Dude, they've been at war forever," and I was like, "Oh yeah," so I've been just claiming the other side on accident. It's like being a Buckeyes fan your whole life. Like, never mind, in Michigan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, but no, he's born and raised in Ohio. My grandparents came over on an orphanage boat from Macedonia. So my
they were
grandpa's
kids.
yeah, my grandpa was an orphan, or not an orphan, but I mean, some of them are. What is it called when you
loose
come
kid?
the fuck over here? You know?
An immigrant?
Yeah. What the fuck? No, I support, bro. I'm an ally for sure. Like, come over. Well, I don't care what they call you. Just get over here.
Yeah.
So my grandparents.
You can say that, but ICE is not saying that.
My grandparents were immigrants, and which is why I'm for immigrants. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't think of the name and all, but like my head's in the right place. You know what I mean? So they're immigrants, and so my dad and his brothers are all like first generation. They were all born here.
Yeah. So your dad's all, where were they born?
Massive people, dude.
They're massive?
You ever met like Macedonians? They're ungodly large humans.
They're like Samoans?
Yeah, like my dad and all of his brothers are like 6'5", like 300 pounds, just massive people. I don't know what the goat milk changed you, dude.
We both have big dads?
Yeah,
Dude, this is getting crazy.
we're the same person. Multiverse.
This is crazy.
We're the multiverse.
My dad was 6'9", 300.
Okay, well, my dad was tall. Your dad was a freak.
Yeah, my dad was
That's
a giant.
crazy.
Fucking nuts.
6'9"?
Yeah, my dad was a giant.
Dude, that's different kind of tall. Like I feel like after 6'5", it's like relax. You know what I mean? Chill out, dude. 6'9" is nuts. 6'9", you can like set your coffee cup on the fridge.
This was, there's a picture of my dad and my mom. Right there. That's Tammy and
Dude,
Steve.
your dad looks like the coolest dude that ever lived.
My dad was the coolest dude. He was pretty great. Got out of Vietnam, became a biker, you know?
Full head of hair on that guy.
Yeah. Till the day he died, dude. Till the day he died. He had a full head
Really?
of hair. Yeah, till the day he died.
Yeah,
And
my dad's same, bro. Full head of freaking hair. But my grandpa, no, bald. Gone. Yeah, he did the.
Your mom's
Swear
dad?
to God, the only man I've ever known in my life to have the actual Homer Simpson haircut.
Really?
My grandpa
The three
had the
hairs?
sides and about 3 to 4 bad boys slung over to the left. Swear to God, man, it was crazy.
Man.
The only person I've ever seen in real life have that shit.
What I hated was like when I was a kid, I used to look at my grandpa's ears.
Yeah.
And he had them furry, I mean, dude, them ears were like
Oh,
broom
the
straws
fur, the
sticking out of
Furby
them.
ears,
And I was
man.
like, as a kid, I'm like, man, I got big ears, dude. I hope I never get that.
Well, I grew up in the Orthodox church, Greek Orthodox, and everybody there, they're all like, it's all Mediterranean people. You know what I mean? It's all like baklava and shit in there.
Yeah.
And it was all these like old white dudes who had them. I don't know what happened to their noses.
Yeah.
But them bitches just got
bushes.
they grew about 3 times the size and got hairy and red. Man, I've never seen nothing like it. I was like, that's got to be like a virus or something. That's got it because it's something. And also,
The Macedonian
you
nose
should
virus.
go get it checked out. It's your nose. You can probably see it at all times. You know, you gotta shave just to be able to clear it out the way, man. It's nuts, man. So that always terrified me too. So I'm always
your
in the
beard
mirror.
is just your nose's bush.
Dude, I'm always in the mirror checking for nose hairs. I'm like, I got PTSD from that shit.
Yeah, I shaved the ear hairs because of the trauma that I have from looking across my grandpa and thinking, oh my God, I hope I never fucking get that.
Dude, I'm about to have hairy ears like a bat. Man, you can probably hear better. It probably filters out some shit. You can probably hear better.
Yeah, right, the vibrations.
Yeah, that's what you tell
on.
people. You grow your ear hair out. They're like, hey, what's going on? You're like, no, dude, I heard you from across the street, dude.
Try my echolocation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I would say as a child, my mom raised me, my mom and my stepdad. And then in my high school years, my dad, we can't call it raised me. You know what I mean? He didn't really raise me. He was like, I had food and a roof for sure.
Okay.
But he didn't like raise me.
What was your dad into?
Cocaine,
Yeah.
mostly, and younger women.
Okay.
Yeah, cocaine, younger women, and firearms. That was my dad's shit, dude. But he didn't drink though. You know what I mean? At least I'm not a drinker. Yeah, you're pointing a weapon at me, dude. What do you mean, dude? Sober,
And what's that white powder all over the grip?
sober, dude.
Oh, that's crazy, man. So you had a stepdad. Was he cool?
Oh, my stepdad's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still my stepdad. That's Pop though. That's like my dad.
I can kind of tell.
Yeah, he's the man, bro.
Just with like who you are as a person.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
what
I feel
happens.
like I would have been you
I'm
if just
what
one of my
happens,
stepdads
yeah.
would have been cool.
Dude, that's what happens. I'm what happens when a Southern white boy is raised by a Puerto Rican. This is it. You don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to Reddit it. You don't have to ask Google. What would it? This is it, bro. This is it, dude. When we used to go to Puerto Rico, man, because my stepdad's family still lives there. He moved here. He joined the Marine Corps out of high school.
Okay.
So he came here for the Marine Corps, and that's how they met, because the Marine Corps' base is in Paris Island.
Yeah.
And I went to school in Port Royal, and they share the same like waterways. So my mom met him playing volleyball after the divorce. Obviously, my mom's not a slut. Okay. And that's when they met.
He turned on that Puerto Rican charm and
Turned on that Puerto Rican charm, dude. He busted out Goya, and my mom was like, "You're fucking kidding me, dude. Chicken can taste like this." I'm into it. No, so he's always been there, and his family still lives in Puerto Rico. Like, he moved here, he didn't even know English. He learned English in the Marine Corps. Get this, dude. He's like 5. Here's what's hilarious. Like, I'm 6'5", my sister's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
My mom's 5'11". He's 5'7".
Oh,
but he's
no.
still like, it's weird. He's like short, but like the man. Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't describe it. And here's what it is. He's 5'7". He was like the best volleyball player in Puerto Rico. Yeah, swear to God. Like, when he went to the Marine Corps, he just started playing volleyball, and they were like, "Oh, that's all you're doing here." He would just travel and play volleyball for the Marine Corps. That's what he did,
played
and
for
that's
the
how he
Marine
learned
Corps
English.
volleyball?
Yeah, dude. When he first came into my life, we were going to like volleyball matches. Like, that's what him and my mom did. And this dude was a freak of nature, dude. Just like, yeah, bow, dude, jumping through the roof. Like, he could dunk and shit. My stepdad was the man. But he's also like Puerto Rican. Like, Puerto Ricans are also very like, they're very emotional and very like touchy feel. I would say not emotional. Definitely not. But they're very like tender, right? So like their masculinity isn't like my dad's masculinity was like bravado. Like, I want everyone scared of me.
yeah.
And my stepdad's masculinity was more like, I want everyone to like respect me, but in a healthy way. Like, or not I want everyone to respect me, but everyone will eventually respect me because of what I'm doing rather than saying. So my stepdad was like light on words, right? Because I mean, second language too. You know what I mean?
heavy
You didn't
on
want to hear him
action.
talk too much, but heavy on action, but also very like consoling, like kiss on the head. Always hold my mom's hands, opening the door, very old school. But he just taught me like masculinity, like the good version of masculinity, where it's also like my dad never like hugged me. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? But like my stepdad for sure, like kisses on the head, hugs all the time. Like my whole family's very like, I don't, what's the term for touchy-feely? Touchy-feely sounds all like, you know.
Physically affectionate.
Like diddled and shit. But like, yeah, physically affectionate. Yeah, very affectionate. That's the word I'm looking for. My family's like very affectionate down south. And it's like a southern thing too, I suppose. But more so
it is. Yeah,
a Puerto
it is a
Rican thing
southern
I've
thing.
noticed.
Yeah, my dad was a gentle giant with me. Like he would like cuddle me and shit.
Yeah.
And like touch me, but like with everybody else, he was like your dad. He wanted everybody to be scared of him and intimidated by him to a degree.
Yeah.
You know, he was friendly, he was cool, but also he still had that like that chip on his shoulder where it's like,
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
that
Like he
little
kept
animal.
like his affection like close to his like inner circle.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, very similar. Like although like my family's like also obviously like very respectful to everybody, I would think like maybe it would come as a shock to like other people to be like, oh, Harry, that's my stepdad's name, is like very affectionate and consoling and empathetic.
Did
I
you
think
ever-
they'd
did
be
you-
like, oh, really? Because he just has like this hard exterior. Not like,
Did you and him ever buck up to each other when you were a teenager?
dude, of course. He gave me, I was like 12. I remember telling my mom, I was like, he took my video games from me once. And dude, imagine, he took my video game, he grounded me, takes
Which video game?
it was a Sega Genesis.
Oh man.
And I was probably like 9. This one I had the Sega Channel. Do you remember the Sega Channel?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Sega Channel? Dude, the Sega Channel was amazing. You just had you plugged it into the cable and then you could just stream. It was the OG streaming. It was the first thing you could stream. And you could stream Sega Genesis games from just a controller, so you didn't need the system. But anyways, he took that shit. And bro, I was upset.
Yeah.
And I remember he left, bro, and I watched him leave, man. I walked up to my mom. I said, Mom, this shit ain't working out. This shit ain't working out. I remember my mom just laughing.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you laughing?
Harry's got to go.
He's got to leave. Like, we're like living in his house at the time. Like, this is insane. He took my my mom was laughing. She's like, dude, go away. Go away. But yeah, I was raised like so I don't think, we never like bucked up. Like, no, never that.
Yeah.
It never got into that.
It was never unhealthy.
No, my stepdad is very like respectful, and we were raised like down there. My sister was bad, so I kind of just got to be funny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I was just like, there was nothing I could do that would be worse than whatever my sister was doing, right? So whatever
Yeah.
I did was just so minor. Oh, I'm awake 30 minutes after I'm supposed to be. Oh no, I'm on chat rooms jerking off. Oh no, like, you know what I mean? Like my mom is like, or my sister's like running away, like sneaking quarterbacks in and shit. So she was always the bad kid. So I just got to like, I don't know, slide under the radar and enjoy my life and just make my mom happy. And make my mom laugh, really. That was my whole goal. I was like, I can get away with murder if I just make my mom laugh. It was disgusting. I would get away with everything, dude. Everything in the world. Still to this day, I get away with everything. My mom knows she can't have no serious conversation with me. There's none. There's zero serious conversation with my mom. My car got totaled. I called my mom. I was like, my car got totaled. I showed her. I was like, and I'm just mad. I'm so bad. I'm like, I've been in this state for 12 months and I've been hit 3 times. And my mom, and I'm looking, she's dying laughing. And I'm like, why are you laughing? My car is gone. And she's laughing. There's nothing serious anymore. It's just nothing serious. We've been through so much shit in that family. Like, there's nothing that can be taken serious anymore. You know what I
I
mean?
love that, man. That's how you
And we
deal
don't
with
even
it.
try. Like, I know that it's not gonna be taken serious. I could get divorced. And I call my mom, like, she left. And I would have to say it like that because I know I'm not gonna get any sort of empathy. And I don't need it.
I don't know, bro. It's starting to sound a little bit like you might.
No, because if my mom sees this clip, she's gonna be dying laughing. And that's all I'm thinking about right now is her watching this and going, yeah, look at this fucking idiot. No, so yeah, growing up down there was cool, but then that's when shit got weird because like, so my dad was like out of my life. I don't really remember. I think it was like 3 years, maybe. We'll just say 3 years. I think it was like 3 years.
Did he pop in and out, or was he just out?
I think he popped like in and out before like the divorce was finalized.
Okay.
And then, so we moved down south when I was like 4 because my grandpa had a chain of Mexican restaurants in Ohio, and my dad ran one, and then each of his 3 brothers ran the other ones.
Okay.
It was really cool. My deado, my grandpa, his name was Stanley Ostis, man. You can look him up. He was like restaurateur of the year in Ohio, like mad respect. Like when he passed, like there was a bunch of recognition for him in like the restaurant industry. So he was the coolest guy ever. My grandpa, like on my dad's side of the building, the cool gene died with him, bro. Yeah. Like his wife was like just this, like, I don't give a fuck. My grandma was the worst. Like she just like an old hag, didn't ever have to work, was just in his ear trying to make him a bad guy. Like my grandpa always stood by his morals and ethics. And it like almost like ruined like, it was, I mean, long story short, my grandpa was the guy, right? But my grandma, Nana, she was so awful, and all her sons took after her because she just coddled them. So they were like those people that like everything is deserved. Like I deserve everything, or like not deserve, but like everybody owes me everything.
Entitled.
So my dad graduates high school at 18, gets his own restaurant, $1 million house, and he's still one of the biggest coke dealers in Ohio. Because he can't get enough. So then he's in trouble with like these coke dealers. Yeah. Grandpa's kicking him out the restaurant for stealing money. So we're like, we got to move. Like we had to move out of Ohio. And my mom had family down south. So that's when we moved down there. So then it was probably like 3 years after that, my folks got divorced and my dad moved back to Ohio. And then he was just out of my life for a few years. And then
You think he was just probably doing coke the whole time?
Yeah, probably just like partying again. You know what I mean? Just single, got away from the wife and kids, doing what like, I don't know, trash people do, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not judging your choices, but like if you get divorced and leave your family and then go 800 miles away just to do blow and have sex with younger women, yeah, you're pretty much trash. But anyways, so that's what he did.
Well, I feel like trash now.
Yeah, hilarious.
Just
Sorry,
kidding.
them edibles are kicking in. I'm getting dry mouth.
Just kidding, kids. Just kidding.
Yeah, so then he came back in my life and I would visit. So what I would do is every summer I'd visit him for like 2 months. And then in the winter, I would fly down for either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Or
really?
fly up for either Thanksgiving or Christmas. And when I would go back, he was like a changed man, like so cool. Like we were like best friends. He's buying me all sorts of Pokemon cards. Like my mom ain't buying me no Pokemon. You know what I mean? It's like all these Pokemon cards. That's one thing I remember. He bought me a shit ton of Pokemon cards. And I was like, best dad ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we're getting along. And then when I remember when I turned 13, because my birthday is June 3rd. So I turned 13 in the summer when I was visiting him. And then when he was taking me back, he was chirping in my ear. And he was like, you know, now that you're 13, you can tell the courts who you want to live with. And I'm like, I'm 13, right? Everything is just objects. I was like, my mom ain't buying me no Pokemon cards, right? I'm coming to live with Pops. You know, I'm chasing this first edition Charizard. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get his holograph.
So, and it's also like, it's weird because I remember at the time, it didn't feel like I was like leaving my mom. For some reason, like that never crossed my mind, which I was. But like we were so close. It was like, I'm just going to live with dad. Like, what's the difference? Because I can't comprehend it. But dude, my mom, she's such a sweetheart. So like I get back home and she's like, how was it? And I tell her, I was like, oh, it was great, good time. Also, like, you know, I think I want to move with dad. And dude, she like broke, man. It was like to this day, it's like the one thing I really can't like joke with her about. And she's so dope, man. Like she was so hopeful that like my dad was a good dude now, that she didn't want to tell me all these horrible things that he did like while they were married and this actual person was, because she was like, I don't want to ruin this kid's relationship with his dad because he was gone for years. Now he's back in his life.
Oh, dude, my mom fucking told me.
Dude, my mom is the shit, dude. My mom is the cool. I know y'all all have moms and shit, and I hope they're cool to you, but my mom is the shit, bro. My mom is awesome, dude. And yeah, so then I moved. So she was just like, man, all right, well, like, so I stayed with my mom for another month to help me pack, and I moved. And dude, that's when shit went crazy, because like when I was with him, it was just me and him, right? Hanging out, going all places, spending money, having a good time. When I moved there, he's like, oh, by the way, cool news. You're gonna meet your new stepmom. I was like, oh, what? He was like, yeah, I'm engaged to this lady, and she's a hairdresser, and she's closer to my age than she is his. And I'm like, oh, where? And she's like, yeah, and you have a new brother. And he's like 7. So now I have I'm 13. I got a 7-year-old moving in. Oh, and also she's pregnant. So now I got a whole family moving in. I was like, oh, cool. So I'm thinking it's about to be me and my dad.
Then you get there and it's
a
Brady
whole
bunch.
new family, dude. And it was a trash family, dude. Like, she was on drugs. Like, I mean, my dad's back managing a restaurant, and it's the typical like nightlife restaurant dude dating the hairdresser. Yeah, like, I can't break it down any other way. You can envision hairdresser, late night restaurant dude, like, put it together. They're doing drugs. You know what I mean? So it was pretty much like me watching this little stepbrother at home while they're out doing whatever. And then the baby comes, and now I'm a babysitter. And I'm getting my ass beat all the time. My dad was like the most massive manipulator, right? Because that's really what he did to me and my mom. Essentially, it was just manipulation. You leave, right? So you separate yourself from the family.
Yo, do you think he just wanted like did he get child support?
No.
Okay.
No, and my mom never asked him for child support either.
Okay.
My mom's a gangster, bro. She won't ask for nothing. She just did it, figured it out.
Yeah.
So what he did was, it's just a classic manipulation tactic where he separated himself, right? So you have that like angst of like, I can't remember like what they actually call it, but like removing yourself so that like you create that like you create this like, I miss this thing in my life.
I know what you mean, yeah.
And then
like
it's
absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Absence, yeah, you create absence, right? And then after absence, it's a love bomb, right? And then after that, you can do whatever you want to do. And that's just master manipulating. And he was like that through high school, right? So
he would just peace out, and then the head guy should some Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I mean, all that shit stopped when I moved there. He already had me, you know what I mean? But I was also like pretty stubborn, and also I don't want to call my mom and be like, I messed up, like I'm coming home. And like at this time, I started making some friends there. I'm like 13 years old. I don't even know that this is outside of the realm of what a dad should be, right? Like, I know what Pop was. Like, I know he was great, but was he just like that? And is my dad the norm, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know like what you're 13, you're dumb, right?
Yeah.
So then I just dealt with that.
Well, you're
shit
not dumb.
through high school.
You're 13.
Yeah, for sure. So then, I'm making friends, I'm playing sports and stuff. So I'm not gonna like move all of a sudden. So I'm just dealing with it and really just trying to like do stuff outside of high school. That's when I started playing sports, was really when he started beating my ass. And I hit a growth spurt. That was a major factor. Let's be honest. I grew like 6 inches in the summer. My mom was mad as hell. She had to buy me all new clothes because I was visiting her.
Yeah.
She was like, "Why can't you grow at your dad's?" Like, dude, I grew 6 inches. It was crazy. So I came back and I was like, "Oh hell yeah! Like I want to play everything just to get out of the house." But then my dad started like grounding me from being able to do that because he would make up excuses about my grades and shit, even though there was, just grounding me for whatever. Because he wanted control. He was just a control freak.
Yeah.
He didn't care like what I did. Like my dad was a culinary chef. Like dude was a badass in the kitchen. Like dude, like he could make some shit you put in magazines. You're on an airplane, you open the little magazine, boom, a plate my father could have made, right? But I can make an omelet.
Yeah.
At subpar. You know what I mean? Like, didn't even teach me how to cook. Like, this dude didn't teach me nothing. Wasn't like, I could have played like sports. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like a big guy. I'm athletic, and I was then. I just didn't take it serious because like I didn't have anybody there like, hey, take it serious. You know what I mean? And not that like it's not like a woe is me thing, but it's like I just didn't know. Like I just didn't know. I thought it was like high school, college, and then you figure it out.
It sounds like you regret going to your dad's.
Man, I think about this a lot.
How different your life would have been if you would have stayed?
Whether I regret it or not. And I don't think I regret it because a lot of it, every part of it is exactly what made me like who I am. Like, not to be like cliche, but like I consider I'm very like different. Like I'm a little fucked up in the head, but all of it is like because of all that shit that happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, do I regret it from that standpoint? No, I don't regret it. Whatever. I dealt with some shit in high school. Like I'm a grown ass man now, so I really, I'm a little bit different now. Mentality of it, or thinking a different mentality of it now. But the one thing I think, the one regret I have about it is like when I moved to my dad's. Then the relationship with my mom was weird because then I'm hiding a lot from my mom.
you can't tell her about everything going on because she's gonna want you to come home.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like hiding a lot from my mom. And dude, my dad started listening in on the phones. Like when I would talk to my mom, my dad would be like on the other end. And sometimes my stepmom would be on the other end and shit. It was so, dude, it was crazy. So it was like I couldn't tell her even if I wanted to. But then it just got to a point where I like didn't want to. I was like, well, fuck it. Like I don't even want to tell her. Like whatever. So then that gets weird because now you're not even having real, genuine conversations with your mom.
Yeah.
So now your relationship's slipping with your mom. So then you visit your mom and it feels different because you're not as emotionally connected. But also she's not like your maternal figure at this point because you're really only like living at your dad's. So your mom's not like really there
She's
to do
not
mom
really
shit.
your mom. Yeah, doing mom shit. I get what you mean. Yeah. She's not fulfilling the role of a mom really.
Yeah. So then when I moved out at 17. I lived with my buddy's parents to the summer after graduation. I was still stubborn, so I was like, my aunts were gonna help me get into college there. That was their thing. Like, we'll help you. They knew that at that point, they knew the whole story about my dad because the way I moved out was we were at a family reunion. I was telling my grandparents about all this. And my grandpa was like, whatever, but my grandma was like, no, it's just like discipline, like you need it, yada, yada. So I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to just be getting my ass beat like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I start telling the family, no one cares. They're just pushing back. But we're at a family reunion up in Canada at this point. And I remember I was supposed to go like hang out with my cousins, and then my stepmom got into an argument with my aunt. So then all of a sudden I wasn't allowed to go hang out with my cousins, and I got upset. And I was like, and my dad came up to me and he was like, hey, you're not allowed to go hang out with like your cousins anymore. Like, your stepmom doesn't want you to. And I was like, are you, what is that? Think about what you just said. What are you talking about? Like, I haven't seen my cousins in forever. We're all hanging out. He was like, well, you're not. And I was like, man, fuck this. And I remember just saying that. It was like, I've never like talked back to my dad, right? So I was like, man, fuck this. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, you're right. That was kind of out of the blue. That was a little out of the blue. You're right, man. That caught me off guard as well, man. And I just turned around and started walking away, and he punched me in the back of the head. That's another reason why it's flat. Pow! Hit me right in the back of the head. And everybody saw it. And I turned around and I was like, that's what the fuck I've been saying, dude. That's what I've been saying. I'm just yelling, right? I'm yelling like, yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. Fuck that. Fuck him. Fuck you. Yada, yada. I'm turning around, walk away, and I'm like speed walking away because my dad's walking after me. And I'm texting my boy Corey. I'm like, hey, bro, shit hit the fan.
SOS.
Tomorrow, you need to pick me up at my place at noon because I knew we were going back home, and I knew my dad was going to take my phone.
Yeah.
I knew all that. So I was like, yada, yada, and I just deleted it, turned my phone off, and just kept walking. So then I ended up walking back, and he was like, we're leaving. So sure and shit, he took my phone. We ended up staying at my uncle's house that night in Canada. The next morning, probably like 5 a.m., we leave. We're coming back, man. I remember they were talking so much shit to me. Literally like bullying this. I was 17. They're like bullying me. Like my dad and my stepmom. Like thinking back on it, it's hilarious. Like the self-awareness they didn't have in that moment to be like, we're bullying this 17-year-old kid, right? They're just like,
They
you know
probably
what?
felt superior.
I remember my stepmom looking back at me and going, you know what? You're just a money-hungry whore, just like your mother. And I go, interesting, because I have $0. Like, I have no money.
But you sitting real pretty up there.
I was like, I have no money, man. What do you mean?
Hey, stepmama, what's your job?
It was so insane. So we ended up getting home, and it was like, dude, it was kind of crazy how this worked out. It was probably like 11 a.m. And I remember my dad walked in and threw a trash bag at me. And he was like, fill it with whatever you can fit in there and get out. And I was like, bro, I have never wanted my boy to come through for me so hard than right now. He's like, and my dad was like, you got an hour. And it was probably like 11:05, right? Dude, I filled that shit. I was just kind of like pacing around my room, right? Because I knew he was going to be talking shit at like noon. He was going to come back there and be talking shit because he didn't think I was going to leave. He was just expecting me to stay in my room. Bro, I looked out that window at like 11:55 and I see my boy's van pull right up. I hopped out that window with my bag so fast and I hopped that fence, got in that van, and I saw him come out and open the door and open the screen door. And he's flicking me off. He's flicking me off yelling something, dude. And I turned up the music, and my boy's so unserious at this point. I turned up the music, and I don't know why this was the last song he was listening to, but all I heard was, I saw the sign. And it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign.
Ace of base in your face,
all
daddy.
all I see is my dad flicking me off, and I saw the sign, and it's literally the fucking sign, the middle finger. It was
so
great,
fucking
man.
funny.
Yeah, so that's how I got out of there. But then I was like stubborn, and I didn't want to move back home because my aunts were like, "We'll help you get into college." But then the weird thing after that was,
Were your aunts cool?
yeah, there was a couple aunts. Here's what's crazy: the aunts on my dad's side that ended up divorcing my uncles are the ones that got me into college because they knew how fucked up my family was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody knows it
Dude.
like somebody that lived through it, right?
Man, Aunt Bridget, dude. I don't know if you'll ever see this, man, but she rode for me, man. And she was divorced probably like 6 years out the family, but she knew. She knew, dude. And my Aunt Linda, there was a few of them, yeah, but pretty much them two, they came through for me, man. Shout out to them, yeah. So they helped me out. But here's the problem, man. Then I get to college and I'm free. You know what I mean? So now I'm like,
you're out in this imperial rule, right?
Right.
This control freak, and now yeah, I know what
King's
you mean.
gone.
Yeah,
storming the castle.
yeah. Long live the new king.
Where's my crown?
Yep.
So, and because I wasn't really like partying like that in high school, like I wasn't like a bad kid. Like sure, we went to a few parties, I drank a few times, but I wasn't like kicking it. You know what I mean? Like me and my friends, we went to a smaller school. Like I went to a huge middle school in South Carolina, or in all public schools, thousands of kids.
Yeah.
To a very, very small school. Like my class graduated with like 85.
Oh, wow.
So we really didn't have like bullies in
Yeah.
like my school. It's kind of a cool, looking back, kind of like I had a really cool high school experience outside of like my being at home, because the cool kids were actually the funny kids. It wasn't like the cool kids weren't like the quarterback. Like it wasn't like the sport, because our sports
Yeah.
weren't that big, right? It was literally the
Because you
funny
had
kid.
85 kids. I don't imagine
And because
you're
I
fielding
wanted
too
to,
great of a team.
Yeah, and I didn't talk to anybody like my freshman and like sophomore year. My buddy Corey is still my best friend to this day. Shout out to Corey Wagner. He was like my first friend. Probably the end of sophomore year, we became friends. And dude, I remember us in the summer. Neither of us were like popular at all. But dude, we were cracking jokes and killing. I was like, dude, this is fun. Like I started developing my personality that summer, like with Corey.
Yeah.
And it sounds real gay, but like, you know what I mean? That's my boy. We used to sleep foot to head together, but whatever. Ally, you know what I mean?
Wait,
And-
hold on. Foot to head? That's not your boy, okay? That's your friend.
Yeah, until I tickled his feet.
Until the rose kicked in.
Yeah. And then, so we were like, hey, dude, I think being funny is just like, and we used to watch like Comedy Central, and we used to watch like roasts and shit like that. And we were like, hey man, I think like being funny is just roasting people. And we were like, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. When we go back to school, we're just gonna start roasting everybody, and the other person's gonna promise to laugh.
That's so funny.
And that's all we did. And then we rose through the ranks. And next thing, we were just like, and we would come to each other too. I was like, hey, bro, Dave keeps calling me a bitch, like, you know what I mean? And he's talking shit. So like, I'm about to go roast him. Here's what I'm about to say. Like, will you come laugh? And he'd be like, oh, dude, let me finish this real quick. I'm on my way.
That's so
And he'd come
funny,
over and I'd be
man.
like, oh yeah, that's why I heard you got a little dick. And Corey be like, bah, bah. And everyone was like, oh, these two are cool as fuck, right?
It's just like Buddy Love and the Nutty Professor just losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, so like I say that to say like we weren't like bad kids, like we weren't out being crazy, like smoking a little bit of weed maybe, but like that was mostly towards like the end when we were about to graduate. We weren't causing no trouble. But when I got out, and also because I didn't want to make daddy mad, right? Like I wasn't trying to get in trouble and go deal with this guy,
Yeah.
right? So then when I got out, I was out of, like you said, out of this imperial rule, just kind of out on my own, doing my own thing. And I was going to jail, bro, often. I was like, not like jail, but I was in and out the drunk tank for sure. Yeah. I mean, there was a few times maybe I went to jail, but for the most part, it was like the drunk tank, right? Either way, I was not ready to be on my own. Clearly, clear as day. The writing's on the wall and in my rap sheet. So I was like, all right, I got to get my shit together. And then I was like, I don't remember who I told I was going to join the Air Force. Oh, it was the judge. I told the judge that I was going to join the Air Force because she was like, how are we going to... She's like, how are we gonna get your shit together? I was like, I think I'll join the Air Force, and they cut a deal. And she was like, if you join the Air Force in the next 6 months, we'll do no jail time on this situation. You'll get 2 years probation, but you'll be in the Air Force. So by the time you get your probation, so you're not, if you break probation in the Air Force, like, I will send you to prison. She was like, so you'll
Don't dishonor our country.
Yeah. She was like, yes, you'd be done. And I was like, for sure. So I called my boy Corey, who was in the Air Force already. I was like, dude, is it cool? He was like, and Corey was having a blast, man. He was like out, because he was active duty, right? So he was like out in like Germany, and like all his pictures look cool. I was like, this would be cool, and it'll get my life together, right? So I joined the Air Force. But then I switched to National Guard. It's a longer story. But anyways, I was in National Guard, and that's why I was telling you I ended up going to Erie. I was working on F-16s and 17s. But through this whole thing, and this is a long-winded story to get back to it, the whole time, I still haven't moved back to my mom's.
Yeah.
So now I'm at this point now, I'm 21. My mom comes to my Air Force graduation, and I remember being like, it was weird, man. It was like...
Between you and her?
Yeah, dude, because it was like this moment of like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like, what was the last 8 years? And it was like this unspoken thing. It was like, what the last 8 years has been, like, what happened? Like, from me living with you, from you being like my best friend, to like now I'm graduating the Air Force, and I've been to jail, and all this bullshit I dealt with at my pops. What happened? And I just remember it being like, it didn't feel like I was like sitting next to my mom. You know, like it didn't feel like it should feel if I was expecting to sit next to my mom. It's very weird. I didn't know what it was. It was like love for sure, but almost like this weird sadness too. Like, how did it get to this, right?
Yeah.
And dude, from that moment on, it was strange. Like, we had a very strange relationship from like 23 to probably like 30, man, through my 20s. And I thought it was her not being like this maternal figure. Like, she should be. Like, I saw kids getting like birthday presents, sweet gifts, random letters in the mail, random like, deodorants in the mail, shit like this. And like, I wasn't. And I would just pick fights with my mom. So we would go months without talking, dude. Like, we would go months without talking. I remember there's probably one time we probably went, dude, man, close to a year probably without talking. And it was all like me just being upset with what got taken from us. And I didn't realize at the time, but like, I wasn't the only one that got my mom taken. Like, she got her son taken. So if I'm allowed to not know, hey, on Mother's Day or at any time I can send my mother something, I can call my mother on a whim, phone works both ways. I'm not thinking about it like that.
Yeah. I'm
thinking about it like, this is the mom, she's supposed to. But also my mom got something taken away from her.
Yeah.
So like, as good as she's the best mom in the world, but the reality is, if your kid gets taken from you, like, there's some level of like, what is this relationship? There's some level of like that attachment or that connection that gets severed, right? It just does through absence.
Also, it probably raised a lot of doubt within her, you know, her asking the question, what did I do wrong?
Well, not even that. Okay, so let's say that. I think that too, for sure. But another thing is, I think she was looking at this like what she thought was a man that grew up without her. So what she had, I think she couldn't separate the 13-year-old Zako from like this 21, I was 21 at the time, this 21-year-old man she's looking at with like tattoos, who's got a rap sheet and is graduating the Air Force boot camp. And she's like, what just happened? Like, this was not like in the playbook, right?
Yeah.
At all. And I realized that too. I was like, damn, it felt like a whirlwind. Like, I immediately, as soon as I saw my mom, dude, I immediately turned into 13-year-old Zako, bawling my eyes out, man. Because I was like, what just happened? Did I just like waste 8 years of my life that just fuck up? Like, at that moment, so much regret, right? So then when I started realizing, when it was just deteriorating my relationship with my mom, because I think at that moment, she almost maybe felt like she couldn't tell me anything. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't the maternal figure anymore. So like, there wasn't a lot of like, hey, like, let's set you up, let's get you some property, or like, let's set you, like, there wasn't a lot of like those conversations I think people have with like their parents, right? Like, hey, what are we gonna do? What's the plan? What do you got planned? It was all just like, I'm calling like my best friend, right? And she always really was my best friend, but because that something was taken from us, I would spark up fights with her, and it would deteriorate the relationship.
Do you consider what your father did, like the manipulation and the conning and that kind of thing to get you up there, like the classification, like it classified as like him taking you from her? Because I do. You know, I think that like he took you from your mom with a false narrative.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he definitely manipulated me for sure. And I think he knew what he was doing, because I know he couldn't manipulate my mom.
Yeah.
Because she knew who he was.
She would see through it.
Yeah. So what he did was he manipulated me, and I think he knew my mom couldn't tell him no. And what he did to convince my mom not to tell him no was try to look in my mom's eyes that he had changed. And even though my mom definitely had her reservations about him changing, it wasn't stronger than her hope that he had for her son to have a father in his life.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And unfortunately, everyone was wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith,
Yeah.
and sometimes that leap of faith lands you in a pit of fire.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But
That's why it's a leap of faith.
yeah.
If it was 100% every time, you wouldn't need much faith.
Yeah. So that
And
sucked.
what rebuilt the relationship between you and your mom?
It was yeah. It wasn't until I started like internalize. I think like, man, I think I emotionally matured very late, because I went in these weird stages where I was like, woe is me, complaining about everything. Like I didn't see no one have like no one in my high school I felt was dealing with this shit at home that I was, because no one was talking about it. But I also wasn't really talking about it. So then you don't know. So,
Yeah.
but I felt like no one's dealing with this. Like, woe is me, everyone. Now I'm like I'm thinking like my dad and like his brothers were thinking, right? And all that was seeping into me. And I was like, oh, I'm becoming this thing that I
The thing
hated.
that you hate,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And my mom was feeling that too. And I know there was a few times where she was like, you're your father right now. And I would get so mad. And she was so right? And even my sister a few times was like, it was bad. I was just being an idiot. And I didn't know, because I was almost like trying to catch up on I was almost trying to make my family like catch up on their love for me for all the time I missed. Like, damn, you couldn't do this for 4 years. Let me get that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I look back at it, so then I was like, oh, this is a me thing for sure. So then I was like, oh, I need to go to therapy, right? And then I was like, fuck that, I'll start reading. That's what I did. I started reading, and I got obsessed, man. I got obsessed, because this was during pandemic too. No, this was like prior to the pandemic, but a pandemic, I ramped it up for sure. It was when I started comedy. So I started comedy when I was 30. And then you know how it is, man. Comedy makes you want to be real, right? It makes you want to feel all them things again. You got to go back.
Yeah.
And when I went back, that's when I was analyzing all this, and I was like, I want to be better now. It wasn't like I want to be better now. It was I wanted to understand why all this happened. So then I started reading these self-help books, and that's when I was like, oh, this is a me problem.
Yeah.
So it was more me, and I remember like calling my mom and like apologizing to her about, I didn't need to, right? But like I did. I remember I was just crying, man, and it's we've had a solid relationship after that. It was just me like really not forgiving, because I didn't need to forgive her, right? It was just me like understanding her side too. Like this is not a give relationship, and that's what I was expecting. I was expecting her to make up for this thing that happened that she had no hand in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but
exactly.
solid relationship now, man. Real solid relationship.
What's your favorite book that you read to get to help you get through that kind of stuff?
Oh man, it's the new Mel Robbins. This is one of my favorites. It's a green book. I don't know if you can look it up, but it's the new. Dude, you got to read this. I have it. I'll let you borrow it.
I got one I want you to read.
It's a new Mel Robbins book, dude. I love Mel Robbins. Have you read any Mel Robbins?
I haven't. No.
She's amazing. I think it's called like the Let Them. What's it? Can you look at Mel Robbins? I think it's called the Let Them Theory.
Okay.
The Let Them Theory.
Yeah.
Brother. And this is a new one too. And honestly, I like some of the older ones a little bit better. I think older books have a way of like not making it as. I think newer books kind of try to make it digestible and they're being a little bit more careful. And I think older books will like just feed it to you, you know. But this is great. And Mel Robbins is great. I actually listened to this on an audiobook. I actually didn't read this.
Okay.
I do own it, but I didn't read it.
Well, we'll list it in the description for the show for sure.
Dude, this book is amazing. And this is pretty much just like removing yourself from being the main character in your own life. Like understanding that you're obviously like, even like ego aside, you're the main character in your life, right? You're responsible for your survival. You're responsible for like the things you have in your life.
Responsible for your actions, decisions.
Yeah.
choices.
But this is more like everything you can't control the shit around you. So like focus on yourself, but like everything around, like just things that happen around you, like don't make it your responsibility, you know, to kind of, and the thing that's nice about this that you'd like about it too, is it goes into the differences between how you should act in like business settings, how you should act in like relationship settings, like the different standards you need to uphold. Right. Well, it's almost code switching, but like the different standards you should hold people. Like for instance, you're responsible for your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're not responsible for your coworker's action, but you are responsible for this kid's action. And she goes into detail why like some self-help books, they're
Also,
so pointed.
Depends on how bad it is.
It's true. Yeah. Sometimes
You know
you just
what I
got to throw everyone off a balcony.
Yeah. If she I don't know. If she does something real bad, I'm like, I don't know the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this book's great, man. They'll let them, it's just basically like just getting yourself out of your own head, letting things around you kind of, you know, live on their own and just focusing on yourself. Honestly, I can't recommend anyone more than Mel Robbins. She's dope.
That's dope, man. It's a good book. I want to check it out. There's a book I'm trying to think of to recommend to you, and I can't. It's called Pieces of. I think I might have it over there actually.
Pieces of Me?
Yeah, Pieces of Me.
Yeah, I think I saw that at the airport.
It's a generational trauma book, and it's how to break the cycle of generational trauma.
I know it's a movie.
No, that's not it. I'll have to look. I'll have to look at what it's called.
Definitely it.
Look at Pieces of, and then generational trauma book maybe.
We should just read the whole book right here live. This isn't even live.
Yeah. I can't find it. I'll find it for you. But there's a lot of good books on childhood trauma that I've looked through. I've got a workbook that I'm working on. It's Broken Boy to Mended Man. And
You're writing it?
No, I'm working on it. Like
workbook. Dude, I like workbooks. Workbooks are good.
Yeah, it's where I recommend it to you. It's called Broken Boy to Mended Man. It's like
Yeah.
pretty great. Especially
I'm gonna write a workbook. I tell you.
You gonna write a workbook?
Yeah, it's for former fuck boys. We're breaking the cycle, boys.
Oh man, healthy relationships.
Healthy relationships. Hey, shed a tear.
Shed a tear.
You know what I mean? Cry once in a while, my guy. Yeah, it's gonna be a workbook for former fuckboys to help get over.
Dude, this is
everything. Really,
this is a fun episode, man. This was great. I always close this out with like, what's one piece of parenting advice that you would give to any parent out there right now raising kids based on your own childhood?
Dude, gas that kid up.
Yeah.
Gas that kid up, man. Whatever he or she or whatever wants to be or do, man, gas that kid up. Because it's so weird. Like, I started comedy when I was 30, and now I'm a comedian. What's happening? Like, I'm just a comedian. You just, one day, you're the thing you wanted to be, and you can just do anything. And, like, dude, just gas that kid up. Gas that kid up from the beginning, man. Whatever they want to be. Except, be realistic, though. You know, like, if that kid's wearing a helmet, you forget about the astronaut stuff.
Quit with it. You could be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, dude, you're about to be a crash dummy.
Oh man, I was talking to Colt about this the other day, and I think you kind of personify this. Comedy is the one thing that I've been in it for 12 years, and it can either make somebody a worse person, or it can make somebody a better person. And I think the difference is how much you love it and how much it actually means to you. Because if making people laugh means that much to you and it changes, the way you feel throughout the day, or just like it adds this beautiful element to your life, you're willing to do more for it. You know what I mean? So you're willing to look back and be introspective, to look through the catacombs of your past, to look through the index of your trauma, to be able to find the nugget that will make someone laugh. And while you're there, you have the tendency to want to heal and to want to fix these things and to be better. And I've seen that in comics. And I've seen like the more you look back, the better you want to be.
Yeah.
Because you're looking back with a different viewpoint now.
Yeah.
And I think you personify that more than anybody, because it's like you said it yourself. You start comedy, you start looking back. It makes you want to be better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. The love for this game that we're in, the love for this section of entertainment, it completely changed my life. And I wouldn't be the person that I am right now if I hadn't gotten on stage.
For sure.
If I had gotten on stage, I never would have looked back.
For sure.
Because there never would have been a reason worthy of me looking back.
Dude, and
comedy gave me that reason.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you'd probably still be married.
Yeah. To which one?
And we can't have that.
Yeah. My first
No, I hear what you're saying, man. Yeah, it helps you get over your own shit. It helps you but it also helps you realize like you're actually like, the thing I like about comedy is it makes you realize like you're not that special.
You're not. Your trauma's
And the
not that
whole
special.
point of that is using your trauma to relate. And if you can use your trauma to relate, that by definition means you're not that special. Which I don't say that as a bad thing. It's actually a good thing.
You said a very good point. It's like, people use their trauma to stand out. Don't use your trauma to stand out. Use it to relate.
Exactly. Because you use it to stand out, then that's when you're like, okay, I'm special. I'm the only person that's had this situation. And that's how I thought for a very long time. And that will drive you crazy, right? Because then you'll be like, why did I suffer when I feel like no one else suffered? And then you're like, oh, wait. That's what comedy does. You get that instant feedback. Like, God, I feel you. Yo, I feel you. Sames. Okay, twin.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wait. Let me get over myself real quick.
Yeah, I say it to a lot of young comics where it's like, don't be a victim, be an underdog.
Yeah, for sure.
And because we have such a tendency on stage to think that, us being a victim is significant in some way when everyone in that audience has a chance of being a victim as well.
Yeah.
And so relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like, hey, look at me. This thing's wrong with me. It's like, hey, this thing's wrong with us.
Yeah.
This is what's up with us. This is happening to a lot of people, right?
Yeah. That's the whole point, right? We say it, and then someone else is like, oh, man, I'm okay. I can just talk about this?
Yeah.
That's great. He's talking about it.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it. That guy's wearing a Pokemon hat. He can talk about it. I can talk about it.
We just talked about it for an hour. And that's been the episode.
Oh, hell yeah. This was awesome. This was fun.
Dude, I'd love to have you back on sometime, man. As far as like, comics with emotional intelligence, I tend to gravitate towards them because they have a deep understanding of the, the mayhem that life can hold. And I appreciate you for coming on, dude. I think you're a talented dude. You're really funny. And you guys out there for watching this episode, Tammy's boys and girls, my fellow kids, I love you so much. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, doing the thing that we need you to do so that we can do what we're trying to do, which is become the best podcast in the whole damn world.
Damn right.
We love you. Thank you for coming. This is Tammy's boy. That's been Zako. I've been John.
Still will be him, too.
Each family brings joy. Was a childhood destroyed. Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Is your mama alive? Did your daddy make you cry?